I want to switch gears and point out something that I noticed the other day. I was out at Costco, and I've noticed that there's a lot of tall men out there with inherent features that women generally desire, except for they're covered in fat and they're anxious and they're uncalibrated and they have man boobs. And I just can't help to think, like, how many of these guys, if they just lost some weight, ate properly, and calibrated themselves to what works in society, would just be so much happier and, you know, better off, because they just have this like dopey, you know, sort of like look about them. Do you guys see that? I mean, now that I've mentioned it, you may see it everywhere now. I'm just wondering if that's something that you've come across where you're at.
Not everybody is a leader.
No, I agree. There has to be betas with alphas, you know, for daylight and nighttime to shine, sort of thing, right?
You made a great point on Cuomo's show the other day, Rich, and it was something I noted. And you just said, optimize yourself. Okay, yeah. No, if you're not born to be 6'2" and jacked, well, optimize yourself if you're 5'5". You know, as I said, some people are born Ferrari, some people are born Toyota Corollas, and if you're born a Toyota Corolla, have yourself clean, have yourself in shape, have yourself running efficiently.
Yeah, but it's just like
optimize yourself.
Yeah, so I look over at this guy, and you know he's in the other queue to check out, and he must have been about 6'5". Like I'm 6'2", so I'm looking up at this guy, and he just, you know, tall, like blonde hair, blue eyes, just fat with man boobs, right? And I just couldn't help to think, like, dude, you would crush it if you just lost some weight and learn how to train or fight or something. And it's just like, you know, I wonder how many of these guys are the same ones that are like trying to hate on us off. You know, you see like the comments of these haters, and it's like they got nothing better to do, and so they make up stories and lies in their head. And it's like, I mean, like the ones that you do see, they just look like goofs, and the ones you don't see, they're sock puppet accounts, so you never really know. But they're mostly hiding from something anyway.
Yeah, I mean, the guys that we roll with, the guys that are in this group, the guys that are 7-8 figure earners, the guys that are jacked and in shape and that have great relationships with women, are not on YouTube acting a fool in the comment section or the chat section. I mean, that's kind of the way I look at it. So I kind of, I have a certain belief about people that tend to do that and how they likely are in real life.
Did you guys see this clip with Will Ferrell?
It's disgusting.
The caption says Will Ferrell is a homosexual.
It's disgusting.
Watch this. It's like 30 seconds long.
Forget about the entertainment world. Isn't it just time? Isn't it just time for women to run the planet? I'm not just trying to placate you, I swear. But I don't know what else to do, because we men, we've been running the show since what, 10,000 BC, something like that, and we're not doing so good. So please, can you guys just take over? Forget about the internet.
Unreal, eh?
Dude, I need to relax after that 30 seconds. I need to chill out after that, because I'm just you know what just hit me as he was saying that? You think about ancient Egypt, ancient Greece, Rome, the Enlightenment, the Medicis, France, Italy, explorers. Shut up! I'm not going to curse. Sorry.
Yeah. No, he's I mean, he's a comic, so at first I thought it was comedy, but then when you hear the audience, you know, responding to the conversational pieces, and he's clearly not in comic character when he's speaking, you're just like, dude, really? Like, this is what you think of yourself and men?
Why does he look so bad?
Well, he's old. I mean, you know, he's gotten older. You know, we all look worse as we age. Dragos, you know, you'll get there one day too.
Divisiveness sells. Okay, if you saw Steven Crowder this week, his video, he went into a black barber shop, and it was a bunch of dudes. He couldn't believe it. You know, he just said, "It's not as the world isn't as divisive as the media sells." And he went into a black barber shop and he shot the shit with those guys, and it was awesome. It was off the hook. Like those guys are a lot more conservative and a lot more aligned with, you know, your average white guy than the media will tell you.
Yeah. Apparently, you know, we've done a terrible job over the last 10,000 years, and we want women to take over. Dude,
Yeah,
women have
we've only
taken
built-
over a decade ago. Women run the world today. Trust me.
We've only built the greatest society in the
And look how
history
shit
of
it's going.
humankind, and it's going so terrible. It's just, this is why you should never listen to actors or celebrities. There's a reason you should never listen to these people, because they're doing everything for the audience, they're doing everything for attention.
Well,
They
they're
don't
also
live in the real world that you and I live in.
Yeah, and they also like their predisposition, like their programming, their hardwiring has been adapted to read lines and act. Right. So if the Hollywood narrative, if you know, whatever it is that's being fed to them as a function of culture, their agent, you know, whatever films they happen to make, of course they're going to start saying shit like men suck, we want women to take over, we screwed up, please, save us from our own, like, like the self-deprecating shit, right? Like you saw it with the Chris Cuomo interview as well, right? Like there's a few times where he's self-deprecating, right? Like, I'm a bit of a meathead, or I'm a goof, like, it's like, stop it, guys.
It's
like,
because it's about being relatable.
Dignity,
That's
man.
the thing. It's about being relatable for them, because if the more people they're relatable to, the more people that are going to buy their stuff, go watch their movies,
doesn't
buy their
relate to
stand-up
me.
specials. So that's the thing. They're saying these talking points like Chris Cuomo, like, oh yeah, I'm goofy, I'm just like a regular guy. Like, dude, you've been on TV for like 20 years. I mean, your family is essential, like political royalty, right? You're not like everybody else. You are not like us. You might think certain things about certain things, but when you're trying to have broad and mass appeal, it's where your message gets diluted, because you can't appeal to absolutely everybody.
Yeah, I think the phrase I heard.
Go ahead.
That was it something, not a movie, The Social Network, but there was something, another movie about the dangers of The Social Dilemma, it was called. I was watching it this week, and they had a clip from every news show, but they had Tucker on there, and it was something along the lines of predatory capitalism he used, or something like that. And once you realize everyone is selling all the time, from the online therapist to everything else, everyone's trying to convince you that there's a need and a pain point, and you got to hand over your money for that. And just once you unplug from that crap, you'll be happier. And just to reiterate Moff's point, is like, Cuomo's trying to relate to people, so they'll, if you look at an ad selling a product, okay, there's, you do a lot of online gambling back in Europe, and I went home and I was watching a commercial for Sky Bet, or one of these things where you can bet on your soccer team on a Saturday, and the guy's in the shopping aisle and he's getting beer and he's overweight and he's bald, and these girls come out and they're all hot and they start dancing around them and they tell them about, where to bet. I was like, who are they relating to? They're relating to your beer swilling soccer fan who's out of shape. And it's, everyone wants to be relatable and sell you something.
I really hope you guys enjoyed that clip. If you want to watch the full-length podcast, you can find that over here, that clip's from. If you're newer to the channel, make sure you hit subscribe over here, and pin down below in the top comment, you'll find a bunch of useful links to my website, my supplement line, books, and a bunch of other stuff. Have an amazing day. Peace out.